Okay, so, anyway, it's still March the 1st, but I have had this idea that I should just go ahead and keep a video diary, video blog, whatever you want to call it. I know some people have done this, but I mean, I was the first, I wasn't the first, I was one of the first who actually started keeping a journal online, which I stopped when everyone else started doing it, because if everyone else is going to do it, then I should be doing something different. One should lead and never follow. That's my little philosophy. But anyway, so here's the thought. I should keep a video diary of all of my efforts to try and get my book to be a bestseller. And that, I think, would just be really cool, because then, you know, I would have this sort of running video diary of everything that I've done and all the places I've been and all that sort of stuff. However, I'm realizing that this camera thing is sucking down the battery something pretty awful, so I'm going to have to go get some stuff. And I'm going to have to get like a AC adapter and some rechargeable batteries, things like that. But anyway, so here's the backstory. I wrote a book. I have some little cards. See? This is my little card for my book. See that? That's me. And Ginny versus the Dark Things. That's my book. And we'll go to the website for it here. This is my web page. And then this is my book, which is loading. There it is. There's a little picture of my book. And there's a little description of my book. Now here's the thing that we need to really see. If you come all the way down here to the bottom, you will see that my book is rank 1,305. Sounds good. I'm actually number 1,305 out of like 18,000 and something odd books. I don't think I've sold any. I have an ebook too. Same thing. It's just an ebook. Hang on. I think it's one of the. It's really low because I've only sold one of those. There we go. Well, the ebook is actually ranked number 15,277. And I know that doesn't make any sense. I can't help it. It's 15,277. That's what I meant. And so there's that. That's my book. And that's me trying to make it happen. This is the actual web page that I made for my book. That's my little page I made for my book. I'm very happy about it because I'm not an artist at all, and so you know, anything that I do that's halfway intellectually interesting in that particular way, anything that's at all artistic that doesn't have to do with writing is a complete mystery. My sister actually is an artist. You know, she draws things and makes pictures that actually look like people and things like that. But let me show you a picture of what my book actually looks like. I have to go up here and show it to you. I didn't bring it downstairs. And the paperback is actually on its way, but it hasn't arrived yet. There. That's my book. Let's see it better. That's my book. My name, the title. And I actually designed the book so it looks like a door in the back. There's a little hand coming through. That's my hand. I actually started reading it again. I haven't read it in a while. This is... What the hell is this? That's not what I want. This is what I want here. This is my Library of Congress. See? A very official looking seal. Certificate of registration for my copyright. It's got a little sign on it and everything. And whatever. That's the registered 2 and 4. Ginny versus the Dark Thing, Volume 1, Book 1, and Book 2. So it's actually copyright and everything from a book. And the goal now is, of course, to try and get it as popular as possible, which is a lot more difficult than one might think. Okay. So I was thinking, perhaps what one should do is go places and do things to get people to want to buy it. Get them to know that it's out there and that they can. But I've had a lot of difficulty with that only because, you know, when people want a book, they go to a bookstore. And I haven't been able to get my book into a bookstore because I can't get enough copies of it in order to supply them cheaply enough for bookstores to want to sell them. Bookstores, like Amazon.com even, and like Barnes & Noble, they want like a 55% sale markup ability. So if my book costs $27, I need to be able to supply it to them so they can sell it for $27. That means I have to be able to produce it for like $10, and I can't do that. So there's that. And let's see what else. Nick's Books Publishing is the one who published the book, and that's actually the publishing company that I own, and I'm running that too. And I think Nick's Books probably will end up being more successful than me, because Nick's Books Publishing will end up representing some more interesting authors. Actually, this one guy I represent, Pilot Dotson. I have some cards too, because I'm all about marketing. This is Pilot Dotson's little thing. He wrote this book, What You're Not Supposed to Know About Public School in America. Isn't that a cool card? The cards are courtesy of Vista Print. Thank you very much. So I help Pilot Dotson with his stuff, and then he helps publicize my stuff. And he'll probably come under the Nick's Books Publishing moniker here shortly, so that I'll have two titles for Nick's Books instead of him having a title and me having a title. But in order for me to be a sort of a legitimate publishing entity, I need to have at least 10 titles, which I don't have yet. And I'm working on my, I think this was actually my third book, and that's called The Haunting of Crosswood Park, which is ghost story / horror novel. And my intent was, of course, to have that done at the beginning of the year, but I missed it by quite a bit. And I'm still working on it, and I hope to have it done soon. But so that'll be a third title for Nick's Books, and then I have several other things I'm working on. I would keep everything here on my board. So like Ginny and F. Ginny is my book, F is his book, and you know I'm trying to sell that. And then there's The Haunting of Crosswood Park. And there's Genus. Genus is actually going to be like a science fiction thing. It's about plants that sort of try and take over the world, sort of a thing. I got the idea from this idea of something called Frankenfood. It's genetically modified food that people eat and stuff, but you know, a lot of people have some serious issues with that because they think weird things are going to happen. So I thought, well, what would it be like if you take all of these plants and give them a common ancestry with animals, which is something they don't have right now, so that like if a plant, a tree for example, if you pull off some of its bark, you know, it's some part of its genetics tells it, well, I have broken bark, so I need to, you know, generate some sap and fill that in and then grow more bark. Well, if you give it a common ancestry with animals, suddenly when you have a hole in the bark, you know, the genetic modifiers come in and they're like, well, I have a wound, so I have to fill it with sap, and then I have to grow a new set of wings. So, you know, then you have all these trees that are suddenly fluttering everywhere. I thought it would be kind of cool. But I also found this. This is in one of the books from one of the agents that I contacted when I was looking for representation way back in the beginning. And from The Insider's Guide to Getting an Agent by Lori Perkins. Lori Perkins seemed to be like the perfect agent. I mean, she represented exactly what I wanted to sell. Yeah, but, you know, I guess she's got enough big clients. She didn't need anybody little like me. But this one guy, she said she worked with an editor who said, how else would I know, meaning she, how else would I know that the head of Harper's science fiction line is sometimes Gardner, so if ever I have a book on science fiction plants, he's the guy. Well, I thought, well, there you go. So I read a book about science fiction plants. Of course, then I found out that he's not with Harper's anymore, so, oh well. But I have a few other ones that I wanted to do. The second Ginny book, and Ginny book 3. Ginny book 3. And then there's Ginny book 4. I have to do both of those. I started on Ginny 3 and just never got all the way finished with it because I wanted to try something else. And so there's that. So anyway, that's the idea. So I think I'll just keep like a video diary running of all this, and you know, see how it goes. Maybe if nothing else, you know, the movie of the book, the movie, how the book was made, or something like that. You know. James Cameron directs. We'll see. Well, anyway, so I have to go to the store, and get an AC adapter. I don't know if I can even find one, so I'll probably take the camera with me. So that'll be fun. Maybe we can have a little ride in my car. And some more E-squared batteries, which I have here. See, if you got a digital camera right now, look, see, here's the E-squared batteries. You got to have the E-squared batteries because nothing else lasts very long. All right, so that's what that's going to be. So I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, I'll have to go get changed, and then we'll go for a ride in the car.